so that's why you are like you are. This is the story. I started ministry as a rural Kentucky youth pastor. By the way, I had a great experience. Amazing experience. It was awesome. The story I'm getting ready to tell was not at all indicative of my whole time there. It was an amazing experience. But I was a youth pastor, and our there was a little pizza joint right across the street from where we had our little weekly youth worship service. It was called WOW, Worship on Wednesdays. Very creative. Okay, wow. And long on spirit, short on creativity. And so what we did is every week, I would order pizza, and because the thing was at the same time every week, I would go in at the same time, and it was the same dude that was always working there. And over time, I just got to know this dude. I drove over there in my little green Kia Sophia and walk in every time and talk to this guy, and he was, you could just tell from looking at this guy, he had probably not lived an easy life. It was like he was missing some teeth, and honestly, probably from some drug use. Same uniform every week, stained up shirt, same jeans, holes, caked in grease, looked like they probably had a smell to them. But I just honestly, I just wanted this guy to know Jesus. I just liked this guy. And so I kept over and over. I was like, hey man, why don't you come hang out with us at church sometime. Me and my wife will sit with you. Come to lunch with us afterwards. We're looking for friends. That was my pitch. And finally, after enough invites, he was like, you know what, I'm going to come this week. And I was like, that's amazing, man. I'll meet you in the lobby. Let's go. And so that day, I get to the lobby. I'm there, and I'm there 20 minutes before the service. If you've ever invited like a one more, and it's like that's the week, it's like the greatest week of your year. I'm there. I'm all caffeinated. I'm like, all right, let's go. 20 minutes before the service, I'm waiting. He's not there. 10 minutes, not there. 5 minutes before the service, not there. Service starts. I'm like, dang, man, I'm on staff. But this is more important. So I stay out of the service. I'm waiting for this guy. Gets into the service 5 minutes after service starts. 10 minutes. 20 minutes into the service, he's still not there. Not that any of you would ever do that. But he's 20 minutes into the service, he's still not there. And finally, I just dang, I go back to my seat with Jana, and I'm disappointed. So the next Wednesday, I drive over there in my little Kia, and I walk in, and I'm like, man, hey, missed you. Let's try for another time. And he goes, actually, I tried to come. But when I got there, there was a man in a suit at the door. And I had a shift right after church, and so I wore my uniform. And as I was walking in, the man in the suit said, son, don't you have anything else to wear? We wear God's best into God's house. And when he told me that story, dude, I held it together right there. And then I went back and got in my little green Kia, and I just wept, man. I just wept. Probably half because I was driving a Kia, but I was like, man, this is... But in that moment, like something happened in me, and in that moment, I made a decision. And I was thinking, here's what I decided. I was like, man, if I'm ever the senior pastor of the church, if I ever get to decide what's going on there, at that church, if somebody's lost and they're trying to come to church and know Jesus, our dress code is going to be very simple. We're going to have a very simple clothing requirement for anybody trying to meet Jesus. Here's going to be the clothing requirement. Please wear some. That's it. That's all we want. Please wear some. If you're lost and you want to know Jesus, that's all we want. You don't got to dress up. You don't got to clean yourself up to come. Man, you just come like you are. You come exactly like you are. You come with your doubts. You come with your fears. Come with your failures. Bring your sins up in here. You come with all your addictions. Come with everything you got. Just come to Jesus. And Jesus is going, anybody that's trying to keep you from me, I'm out on them. That's what